Alright, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite features on the S25 Ultra. So let's get into it. So just to start things right away, one of my favorite features on Samsung phones and that I've been using with the S25 Ultra is one-hand operations. You can find this in Good Lock. So this app right here called Good Lock in the Galaxy Store. If you go there, you can find a bunch of different modules where you can customize your phone more deeply. And one of my favorites is one-hand operations. And the way that I use one-hand operations, I use the long swipes to do a bunch of different things on my phone. So for example, swiping and holding down, I can access this quick toggle menu where I can change the brightness, change the volume, play and pause or skip media, and then I can add different shortcuts. So, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, auto rotate. One that's important to me is hotspot. Then I got flashlight and do not disturb. So this is just a quick menu to do different things on my phone. And then if I swipe and hold across, then I can choose apps to open. So one page is recent apps that I've used, and then another page is just apps that I set here that I frequently use. And you can, go here, delete apps from here, and then you can also add more apps. You can create folders, etc. And basically the way I use this is I just quickly enter in different apps whenever I want, and then I can also tap and hold them to open them into pop-up view. So boom, that's a pop-up view of that app. Then I can also tap and hold and do split screen with that app. So it's just a way to navigate the phone quicker, find apps, and enter multitasking way faster than other means. I do use the edge panel still. It has specific apps that I use normally in whatever pop-up view or split screen or just apps that I need quick access to. But this helps when I need to find recent apps that are not like specifically saved somewhere. And then the last thing I do with one-hand operations is swipe and hold up to enter into a quick split screen. So again, just more quick ways to maneuver the phone and enter into multitasking. I know I have the two-finger swipe from the bottom, which is nice, but being able to just bomb whenever I want quickly is also really nice too. You can customize each side, the right side and the left side with the swipes differently, but I have them exactly the same just for continuity for whatever hand I'm using. So that is how I use one-hand operations. So two other features that I really like on the S25 Ultra that I use basically every day are pop-up windows, which I already showed you a little bit about. I'm going to explain why I like them. And then also the fact that you can control individual volumes on apps. So I'm in a game right now, and if I press the volume button, I can go and expand it, and then as you see, Wild Rift is right here, this icon, and I can control Wild Rift's volume, this game's specific volume, individually without controlling the overall volume of the phone and other apps. The reason why this is nice is because I can open up YouTube, pop-up window, I go on YouTube, and then I put on, like, let's say Numbers on the Board podcast. I put on that podcast, and then I can close the app and have it running in the background. So now when I go to the volume menu, I can adjust YouTube's volume individually while still having Wild Rift's volume. And in the game, I turn off the in-game music and then have the volume of the game running still. And I basically mix it so that I can hear the game's volume. So like there's certain alerts and stuff like that I need to hear while I'm playing the game. And then I can also hear the audio of my podcast better or over the volume of the game. And then to go along with that, you can also allow multiple apps to play volume at the same time. So for example, you could play a YouTube video while listening to a song on Spotify, etc. So Samsung has really good control over your media and different things like that. Like if you go here, you can change the media output whenever you want, even when there's no media playing. Some phones, you can't change the media output if you're not playing anything on specific apps like YouTube or Spotify. So Samsung's control over audio sources, media output, all these things, etc. is just really good and something I enjoy. So the other feature that I really enjoy on the Samsung phones is pop-up windows, and I showed that earlier, like I said. But the reason why I really enjoy it is because right now I'm queuing up for a game with my wife and our friend to play Wild Rift. Swipe down, do not disturb. There you go. So while I'm queuing up for a game, I can actually swipe quickly like this, put it into a floating window, and then continue doing stuff. So the game is in a floating window, but it's off to the side, and it still is active. It's still running. So if a game comes up where I need to accept, I can press accept. It will notify me. But now I can do whatever I want. So I can browse Reddit, I can respond to these messages that are coming up, etc. And see my phone is vibrating, letting me know that I need to accept the game. And the window is just there still. I can even change my character. I can change my build for my character, all in this little window right here. I can even expand the window if I want, or make it smaller, toss it off to the side. It's just a really nice experience to have a flexible floating window system like this on Samsung devices. And the nice thing is that you can have multiple floating windows at one time, and they're all resizable to whatever size you want. And so the reason why I'm highlighting this, because I know I talk about it all the time, is because I've been using this all the time on this S25 Ultra, especially with this big screen. It's a little bit bigger than last year's phone. I use this all the time. And so, yeah, to take advantage of the screen size, floating windows do so many different things. And then when the game starts, quickly just hop back into the game very easily. And then I can still respond to messages off to the side or scroll Reddit while I'm waiting for the game to load. It's just an amazing multitasking system. And then another thing I use is quick split screen, 2-finger swipe like that. And then I can also rotate the phone, go like this, and boom. Listening to my podcast and watching the video while playing the game like this. And you can actually make it a little bit smaller for more space. And this looks weird, but it's actually pretty playable. The other feature that I like this year with the S25 Ultra, and I guess One UI 7 in general, is the gaming mode. So if I swipe to gaming mode, you can see different controls. So you have touch booster, which enhances the touch rate, which is nice. Then you have touch protection, screenshot, record, edge panel, and auto brightness is very important for me because I hate when the screen starts to get dim. Let me just move around so I don't go AFK in the game. I'll actually attack. Got somebody, you already know. Okay, so back to this. And then block Bixby, things like that. And you can also customize it to move it around. But one thing I like in particular with the gaming mode on this phone this year is the ability to quickly access pop-up apps and the ability to customize your performance in the game. So you can have frame booster, FPS, performance, and then you can also select specifically 120 hertz so that it runs at a smoother animation the whole time, which I really like. That is one additional feature that I really enjoy on the S25 Ultra. And it's good that they're bringing this to the other phones with One UI 7, or at least I believe they are. All right, let me finish this game and then get back into it. But actually, while I play this game, 2 more things that I really enjoy about this phone. And those 2 things are the screen, this anti-reflective screen that looks really nice, it's bright enough and all that stuff. But also the performance. This phone performs really well in gaming, like way better than the other phones that Samsung has put out so far, like the S24 Ultra, which was decent in gaming, but this one performs like very stable compared to any other Samsung phone I've had. It just stays at a lock to 120 FPS. It doesn't dip, it doesn't stutter. The only times I'll experience a glitch or a stutter is if my internet is acting up or something like that. But performance-wise, this phone is amazing. It's like really Samsung's best work in terms of performance since ever, and we're actually restarting the game. But yeah, gaming has been a pleasure on this, and then the anti-reflective screen is just really nice, like just to show you another example. And I know these are things we already talked about on the channel, but hey man, look at that. Look at the sheer difference of the anti-reflection. Even if I turn off the phone screen, sheer difference. Like it's just more powerful on the non-anti-reflective screen versus the S25 Ultra. Yeah, those are 2 additional things I really enjoy about this phone. And the lighter weight also in combination with that. I feel like the build quality this year is just something I overall enjoy. So I guess we can bunch all that together to say I really enjoy the build quality, the design, the hardware of this phone this year. It's just a good package overall. Obviously, another thing that I like about this phone is the S Pen. I know that, you know, if you're getting this phone, you most likely will probably care about the S Pen mostly, but some people don't see the point of it, and some people actually buy the Ultra phones but don't use the S Pen at all. But the reason why I enjoy the S Pen is because it helps with like photo editing. So if I need to precisely circle something, then I can use the S Pen for more precision. It's nice to just navigate with, but also just nice to take notes. And then another underrated feature, if you're a parent, it's nice to just draw with your kid. So my daughter, she really enjoys drawing. She's about to be 2 years old. And so sometimes with my S Pen, I'll take it out and we can just draw together. My wife is using the S24 Ultra right now, and she also uses her phone. And sometimes my daughter will have her phone and I'll have this phone, or etc. And then we'll just be drawing with the S Pen. So that is also a nice feature, or a nice thing that I like to do with the S Pen, and gives me a little bit more appreciation for it. Even though I've already used the S Pen, I do miss the Bluetooth shutter, being able to control the camera with this button. But the S Pen is still really good and useful just for quick doodles, quick drawing, and also note taking, navigating, and stuff like that. Photo editing. it's just a really good tool. So I'm back in this game. I'll see you guys in like 10 minutes. All right, we back. Some of my other favorite things about the S25 Ultra are the new control panel. I feel like it's just cool how it looks, and then also how organized it is, and the fact that you can move things around. That is something that I really appreciate. I love customization. I do wish they added the ability to move things around while it's rotated. This is something that annoyed me about the iPhones, but it is what it is. The fact that you can move things around is also such a nice little touch to the software. And then, taking it a step further, the next thing that I actually really enjoy about the S25 Ultra is the new camera app layout. So as you can see, all the controls are at the bottom, making it so much easier to just change whatever you want from the bottom of the phone, like your filters, and then they also added these new filter controls, so you can adjust things further. But you can change filters, you can change the aspect ratio, you can change the megapixel count of the photo, the resolution, all that stuff is at the bottom now. So that is really nice. And even for somebody who uses the pro mode of these apps a lot, being able to adjust all that stuff at the bottom is nice. I do wish the log control was at the bottom, but it is what it is. That's not something that you're going to be switching too often. So yeah, the new camera layout is nice. And then to add on, log video is a feature that I've been asking for a while now on Android phones. I'm glad that it's here on the S25 Ultra, and I'm also glad that other Android phones have it now as well. Some of the Chinese phones even had it for the past like 2 years, so that is nice. But being able to shoot high-res video with more depth, being able to control the colors and edit the video a little bit more is just nice. So that is tough. Hopefully the older Samsung phones get log support as well. I don't know what it requires, but it would be nice to have that on the older phones. Additionally, I like the always on display. That's something that I've enjoyed from the S24 Ultra and the S24 series, where you have a full screen always on display. I think it's just cool. I wish there was more usability, kind of like the iPhones, where you can have full notifications, see a full text message on your always on display. But that it's not there yet. The always on display is still nice. I like the ability to see the full wallpaper and then have some widgets. And the now brief thing is whatever. It is something that I think could be cool in the future when it's more developed. So one thing I like about the now brief on the always on display is the ability to change whatever media while still being on the always on display. So you can just double tap the now brief to change the audio or even pause and play. That is really cool because you're able to interact with your always on display without, actually turning on the screen to do stuff. I hope that more functionalities and more features get added. But yeah, these are some of the main things I really enjoy about the S25 Ultra. There are more things, and I could make this video longer. There's things that I've talked about many times in other videos, like for example, having folders in your app drawer, or being able to customize your folders. You can see transparent background. So one thing they added with One UI 7 is enlarged folders, so I can actually access these apps quickly without opening the folder. I think that's really nice. Transparent widgets, and just so many more Samsung features and good luck. I can make this video longer, but these were some of my favorite things, especially the multitasking, being able to just drag and drop from a notification, and other means like the edge panel or one-hand operations like this is just super nice for quick multitasking. That's something that I do a lot on my phone. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about all the features and what you like best about the Samsung devices, especially the S25.
Hey, look. Whoa.
Yeah, and until the next video, we are out. Peace.